Before Symmetry, I was stocking boxes in a warehouse for 12 bucks an hour.
Before Symmetry, I was a depressed mess and unemployed.
I was a pre-med student.
I was killing myself working about 80 hours a week as a superintendent, raising everybody else's kids but my own.
I was a psychologist for the state of Texas.
5 years ago, I moved from Spain here to America. Didn't speak English, learned the whole new language.
I came from a pretty successful career, but I got beat up when the collapse of the secondary money market happened. I had to start from nothing at 50 years old, and that's pretty hard to do.
I came into Symmetry not knowing anything about sales, insurance.
It scared the daylights out of me, to be honest, and especially going into it being a single parent, I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What happens if I have a bad month? You know, what happens if this doesn't work out?
It was about 6 weeks of me just making a mess. But I also knew that I was in the right place. And I knew that if I just kept at it, it was gonna be a great fit.
The income is astounding.
My first week in the field, I went out and wrote a couple of applications, wrote 2 apps, and I was able to make $1,000 in about a week and a half.
I made $3,100 in one night. At the time, that's how much I was making a month.
I sold 6 policies and they all got approved, they all got issued. I got, paid around $4,000. And I remember calling you and being like, so now what? What's the catch?
It was probably 3 or 4 months before I was back to making the level of income that I was used to in the car business, but I knew it was coming. And I knew that once it came, it was going to go way further.
And my first year in the field, I worked 2 days a week approximately. The rest of the time I was able to work from home, spend time with my kids, and I was still able to net $119,000.
In our first year, we were able to replace our income of 6 figures and work about half the time that it took us to work in our previous career.
I made 15 grand my first full month here, and then I think it went up to almost $20,000 after that. And by the 4th, 5th month, I was making $30,000 to $35,000 a month very consistently.
I went from making $1,500 a month as a stocking boxes to over $25,000 a month.
By the time my first year was up, I had made over $250,000. That to me just blew my mind, and I was like, no, I had to go back and recount. I was like, are you serious? I've never ever been in a profession where the money has continuously flowed in like how it has since I've been with Symmetry.
The mass that I made before Symmetry, it was probably like $20,000 a year. So going from $20,000 to almost $200,000, we get spoiled here, right?
In the midst of a global pandemic, the year prior, like each of those years, I was able to get a 6-figure raise to the year prior.
Last month, I had 88 deposits into my bank account. More money in a month than most people make in a year. It's not that I'm so great, it's that the Symmetry system is great.
All we have to do is control our own activity and the money will follow.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.